Welcome back to Yene_Tech Info, your home for tech stories, innovation, and the companies that changed our world. Today, we're exploring one of the greatest success stories in technology, the rise of Apple Inc. from a tiny garage in California to becoming a trillion-dollar company. Apple changed how we communicate, listen to music, and even think about design. Stay tuned, because this is the incredible story of how Apple became an icon of innovation. Our story begins in 1976, in Los Altos, California, inside a small garage. Three young men, Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak, and Ronald Wayne, decided to build and sell personal computers. They called their company Apple Computer, Inc. Their first product, the Apple I, hand-built by Wozniak and sold for $666.66, it was just a circuit board. But it was revolutionary, one of the first personal computers ever made. Ronald Wayne soon left the company, selling his shares for just $800, a decision that would cost him billions later. In 1977, Apple launched the Apple II, one of the first highly successful mass-produced personal computers. It came in a plastic case, had color graphics, and was easy for non-technical users, a major breakthrough. Apple sales skyrocketed. By 1980, the company went public on the stock market and instantly created 300 millionaires, including many early employees. Apple was now a big player in the tech world. But competition was coming, especially from IBM. In 1984, Apple launched the Macintosh, the first computer with a graphical user interface and a mouse. Their famous Super Bowl commercial, directed by Ridley Scott, showed Apple as the rebel fighting against a controlling system, symbolized by IBM. The Mac was iconic, but sales were slower than expected. Behind the scenes, tension grew between co-founder Steve Jobs and the CEO, John Sculley, whom Jobs himself had hired from Pepsi. In 1985, Steve Jobs was forced out of his own company. Many thought that was the end of Apple's magic. Without Jobs, Apple struggled. They released many products, like the Newton PDA and various Macintosh models, but most failed to attract the market. Meanwhile, Microsoft and its Windows operating system dominated the PC world. Apple's identity was fading. By 1996, the company was near bankruptcy, but then came a twist that changed everything. Apple decided to buy a small company called Next, founded by none other than Steve Jobs. With that acquisition, Steve Jobs returned to Apple as an advisor and soon became CEO again. He simplified Apple's product line, cut unnecessary projects, and brought focus back to design and user experience. Then, in 1998, Apple launched the colorful iMac, designed by Jony Ive. It was fun, simple, and beautiful. The world started paying attention again. In 2001, Apple introduced the iPod, and soon after, the iTunes Store. Suddenly, people could carry thousands of songs in their pocket and legally buy music online. The iPod didn't just save Apple, it transformed the music industry forever. Steve Jobs had a vision: connect devices, software, and content into one ecosystem. That vision would soon explode into the next revolution. In 2007, Apple dropped computer from its name and became simply Apple Inc. That same year, Steve Jobs unveiled the iPhone, calling it an iPod, a phone, and an internet communicator, all in one. The world went wild. The iPhone completely changed the smartphone industry and made Apple the most valuable company in history. Later came the App Store. 2008, iPad 2010, Apple Watch 2015, and AirPods 2016, all massive hits. Sadly, Steve Jobs passed away in 2011 after a long battle with cancer. Leadership passed to Tim Cook, who guided Apple into the future with a focus on sustainability, services, and global expansion. Under Cook, Apple became the first company to reach $3 trillion in market value and launched new services like Apple Music, iCloud, and Apple TV+. Apple continues to innovate, recently investing heavily in AI, mixed reality, and electric vehicles. In 2025, Apple stands as one of the world's most influential companies. The upcoming Apple Vision Pro marks Apple's step into the world of spatial computing. Blending the digital and physical worlds, the company is also researching AI-powered devices, sustainability tech, and perhaps the long-rumored Apple Car. From a small garage to a global empire, Apple's story is one of creativity, risk, and relentless innovation. Which Apple product changed your life the most? iPhone, Mac, or iPod? Tell us in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more amazing tech stories every week, only on Yene_Tech Info. Thanks for watching.